for eastern Massachusetts inside of I-495, including Boston, issued at 7:05 a.m., Tuesday, December 26th. Today, mostly cloudy this morning, then becoming partly sunny. Areas of fog this morning. Visibility 1/4 mile or less at times this morning. Highs in the lower 50s. Southwest winds around 5 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Lows in the upper 30s. Southwest winds around 5 miles an hour. Wednesday, cloudy. A chance of rain in the afternoon. Highs around 50. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming southeast in the afternoon. Chance of rain 50%. Wednesday night, rain. Near steady temperature in the mid-40s. East winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Chance of rain 90%. Thursday, rain. Near steady temperature in the upper 40s. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Gusts up to 20 miles an hour in the afternoon. Chance of rain 90%. Thursday night, cloudy. A chance of rain. Lows in the upper 30s. Northeast winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. Chance of rain 50%. Friday and Friday night, mostly cloudy. A chance of rain. Highs in the mid-40s. Lows in the lower 30s. North winds 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday, partly sunny. A chance of rain in the morning. Highs in the upper 30s. Northwest winds around 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday night through Sunday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the mid-20s. Highs around 40. West winds 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour. New Year's Day, partly sunny. Highs in the lower 40s. West winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Here are 8 a.m. conditions across southern New England's coastal waters. Off the east coast of New Hampshire and Massachusetts, at Isle of Shoals Tower, the wind was west at 6 knots. At Boston Buoy, located 16 nautical miles east of Boston, the wind was west at 6 knots. Seas were 2 feet every 5 seconds, and the water temperature was 47 degrees. At Massachusetts Bay Buoy, located 25 miles east-northeast of Boston, the wind was south at 2 knots. Seas were 2 feet at Gulf of Maine Buoy, located 85 nautical miles east of Portsmouth, the wind was south at 6 knots. Seas were 2 feet every 11 seconds, and the water temperature was 45 degrees to the south and east of Cape Cod. At Nantucket Sound Buoy, wind east at 4 knots, and the water temperature was 44 degrees. At Southeast Cape Cod Buoy, wind southwest at 4 knots, and the water temperature was 47 degrees. At Nantucket Buoy, located 54 nautical miles southeast of Nantucket, the wind was north at 10 knots. Seas were 3 feet every 10 seconds, and the water temperature was 50 degrees. And off the south coast of New England and Long Island, at Buzzards Bay Tower, wind east at 6 knots. The report from Long Island Buoy was not available. At Block Island Buoy, seas were 3 feet, and the water temperature was 51 degrees. Around Narragansett Bay, observations courtesy of the National Ocean Service ports. At Providence, the wind was northwest at 3 knots. Connecticut Point, the wind was northwest at 4 knots. On Prudence Island, the wind was north at 3 knots. At Quonset Point, the wind was northwest at 3 knots. At Newport, the wind was north at 5 knots. At Fall River, and the water temperature was 48 degrees. Here is the official National Weather Service forecast for Massachusetts and Ipswich Bays, as well as the Stellwagen Bank National Marine Sanctuary, issued at 7:07 a.m., Tuesday, December 26th. Today, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Areas of fog. Visibility 1 nautical mile or less. Tonight, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas around 2 feet. Patchy fog after midnight. Wednesday, south winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas around 2 feet. A chance of rain in the afternoon. Wednesday night, east winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Rain. Thursday, northeast winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 20 knots. Seas 3 to 5 feet. Rain. Thursday night, northeast winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 25 knots. Seas 4 to 6 feet. Rain likely until midnight, then a chance of rain after midnight. Friday, northeast winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 20 knots. Seas 4 to 6 feet. A chance of rain in the morning, then rain likely in the afternoon. Friday night, north winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 25 knots. Seas 4 to 5 feet. Rain likely. Saturday, northwest winds 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 25 knots. Seas 4 to 6 feet. A chance of rain. Saturday night, northwest winds 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 30 knots. Seas 4 to 6 feet. Here is the official National Weather Service forecast for Boston Harbor, issued at 7:07 a.m., Tuesday, December 26th. Today, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 1 foot or less. Areas of fog this morning with visibility 1 nautical mile or less. Tonight, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 1 foot or less. Wednesday, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming southeast in the afternoon. Seas 1 foot or less. A chance of rain in the afternoon. Wednesday night, east winds 5 to 10 knots, increasing to 10 to 15 knots after midnight. Seas 1 foot or less. Rain. Thursday, northeast winds 10 to 15 knots. Gusts up to 20 knots in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Rain. Thursday night, northeast winds 15 to 20 knots, diminishing to 10 to 15 knots after midnight. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Rain likely until midnight, then a chance of rain after midnight. Friday, northeast winds 10 to 15 knots. Gusts up to 20 knots in the morning. Seas 2 to 3 feet. A chance of rain. Friday night, north winds 10 to 15 knots. Gusts up to 20 knots after midnight. Seas around 2 feet. A chance of rain. Saturday, northwest winds around 15 knots with gusts up to 25 knots. Seas around 2 feet. A chance of rain. Saturday night, northwest winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 20 knots. Seas around 2 feet. Patchy black ice this morning. Areas of dense fog combined with temperatures in the low to mid-30s will lead to patchy black ice developing this morning with locally hazardous travel conditions. Use caution if traveling, especially on bridges and overpasses. Roads that appear wet may actually have a thin layer of ice. The black ice threat will diminish after 9 a.m. as temperatures rise. Flood warning remains in effect until further notice. Minor flooding is occurring and minor flooding is forecast. Areas affected include Charles River at Dover. When, until further notice. Impacts include at 6.0 feet, flooding will affect a few homes in Needham along Fisher Street, as well as a portion of Route 109 at the Metfield and Millerstown line. Some flooding is also likely on the South Natick and Wellesley Town line along River Street. At 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Monday, the stage was 5.7 feet. Bankfull stage is 5.0 feet. Recent activity, the maximum river stage in the 24 hours ending at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Monday was 6.1 feet. Forecast, the river is expected to fall to 5.0 feet Thursday evening. Flood stage is 5.0 feet. http://www.weather.gov/safety/flood. The Boston, Massachusetts climate summary for yesterday, December 25th, 2023. Yesterday's high temperature of 49 degrees occurred at 2:20 p.m. Yesterday's low temperature of 38 degrees occurred at 11:35 p.m. A trace of precipitation fell yesterday, which brings the monthly total to 5.29 inches. This is 1.74 inches above the normal amount of 3.55 inches for December. The total precipitation for the year now stands at 48.95 inches, which is 6.11 inches above normal. No snow fell yesterday, which brings the monthly total to 0.2 inches. The total snowfall since July 1st still stands at 0.2 inches. There were 21 heating degree days yesterday, which is 11 below normal. This brings the monthly total to 608, which is 106 below normal. The yearly total since July 1st is 1,512, which is 216 below normal. There were no cooling degree days yesterday, which is normal. This leaves the monthly total at 0, which is normal. The yearly total since January 1st is 860, which is 60 above normal. The normal high temperature for today is 40 degrees, and the normal low is 27. The record high for today is 61, which occurred in 1982, and the record low is -4, which occurred in 1980. Sunrise today is at 7:12 a.m. and sunset is at 4:17 p.m. Stratus and fog should lift by this afternoon but will likely return tonight. A period of widespread rain impacts the region late Wednesday through Thursday morning. Scattered rain or snow showers will linger through Friday before drier and more seasonable weather closes out 2023. Here are the 8 a.m. observations for the Boston metropolitan area. At Logan Airport, fog was reported, reducing the visibility to 1/4 of a mile. The temperature was 38 degrees, the dew point 38, and the relative humidity 100%. The wind was northwest at 3 miles an hour. The pressure was 30.35 inches and steady. Elsewhere around the region, in northeast Massachusetts, in Beverly, fog temperature 35, wind west at 3. At Lawrence, fog temperature 37, wind southwest at 3. And in Bedford, fog temperature 36, wind calm. In southeast Massachusetts, at Norwood, fog temperature 36. In Marshfield, fog temperature 39, wind calm. In Plymouth, fog temperature 40, wind northwest at 3. At Taunton, fog temperature 34, wind west at 6. And in New Bedford, fog temperature 34, wind west at 5. Once again, repeating the 8 a.m. weather for the Boston metropolitan area, fog was reported. The temperature was 38 and the wind was northwest at 3. Now for the 8 a.m. observations across the northeastern United States. In Massachusetts, at Provincetown, fog and 39. In Hyannis, fog and 40. In Nantucket, fog and 44. At Fitchburg, partly cloudy and 31. In Orange, fog and 32. At Worcester, clear and 42. And in Chicopee Falls, fog and 35. In Rhode Island, at Providence, fog and 35. And at Block Island, fog and 40. In Connecticut, at Hartford, fog and 38. In Groton, cloudy and 37. And at New Haven, cloudy and 41. In New York State, at Albany, fog and 40. In New York City, cloudy and 46. And in Islip, fog and 42. And across northern New England, at Burlington, cloudy and 44. In Concord, fog and 35. At Portland, fog and 31. And on top of Mountain Washington, fog temperature 28, wind northwest at 44. Now for the official National Weather Service forecast for eastern Massachusetts inside of I-495, including Boston, issued at 7:05 a.m., Tuesday, December 26th.